Let me know. I might have it stored. Well met. Unlike my brother, I've no dislike of strangers. I was once, but not anymore. I was wounded in a skirmish up near Windhelm. This was years ago, mind you. Now, maybe I don't pick up a blade in Ulfric's name no more, but I still hold with his ideals. Skyrim is Nordland, and we ought to rule it. We don't need no help from the Empire on that count. His name's Bolin. He's the one who works the lumber mill down by the river. If you meet him, don't expect much in the way of conversation. He ain't one for talking, especially with folk he don't know.
Did you see a hound on the road? Fine, strong creature that's been wandering. There's one out on the road.
I
Can't afford to chase him down, but I could use a fierce, loyal beast to keep me company. If you were willing to retrieve him for me, I'd give you some fresh meat to attract him out on the road. It's a smart man to demand something up front for his work. Some gold now, and some when I have my dog. Here's the meat. Steel's good, but loyalty's better. I was Dengir's personal guard for years. I risked my hide more than once to protect him. Why would I do that?
I'm not sure.
For money? Because I swore an oath? No. It was because he was a good man and a true friend. A true Nord places loyalty and honor above all else. Only inside the gates. Much of Falkreath Hold is wilderness, and there's plenty of trouble to be had.
Looking for me to mix? Don't let the shop's name frighten you away. I have plenty of reliable tonics and healing. I know it's a bit strange. Not exactly a name to bring comfort to the sick and ailing who come to buy a poultice or salve. But what you must understand about Falkreath is that our town is defined, for better or worse, by the large and ancient cemetery here. That's why the inn is called Dead Man's Drink, the farm is called Corpse-like Farm, and so on. I suppose it's sort of a running joke. Well, my family back in Hammerfell didn't approve of my interest in lethal poisons and death in general, so I left and wandered north. When I found this town, with its huge cemetery, I felt right at home. I opened the shop, and I've never looked back. This is where I belong.
That's sweet.
Take a look.
What can I do for you? I was Jarl once, but I was encouraged to step down when Aye, not so long ago. Some will tell you I stepped down on account of my old age. Truth is, I found out about all the Imperial spies crawling around Falkreath. A few well-placed bribes, and they bought themselves some friends. Suddenly, the nobles are calling for a new Jarl, and all the while their pockets are jingling with the sound of Imperial septons. They named me Thane, and they got my nephew Sitgeir in my place. A real friend to Cyrodiil, that one. Well, not against me, against all of Falkreath. Those Imperial bastards are spying on every one of us. Last night I saw Laud the blacksmith writing a letter. Probably sending word to Solitude and General Tullius. Are you loyal to Skyrim? Break into Laud's house and get that letter. Good. Mind what you say. The Empire has ears up. Be mindful.
The god Orke was once like us, bound to winding mortality. But he willingly gave up this existence that we might better understand the vagaries of life and death. It is through the ebb and flow of this cosmic tide that we find renewal, and in the end, peace. May the spirit of Lavinia and all those who have left this world and its suffering know the beloved serenity of Aetherius. And may we one day rejoin them in eternity.
My husband Matthias and I tend Corpse-like Farm.
A sad time. Yes, and I couldn't tell you why. My wife and I think there's some dark magic at work. Or perhaps Arkay's influence is strong here, and he likes to keep it this way. Our daughter, our little girl, she hadn't seen her 10th winter. He ripped her apart.
Who the hell?
Like a saber cat tears a deer. We barely found enough of her to bury. Sinding came through as a laborer. Seemed like a decent man. He's stewing in the pit while we figure out what to do with him. If you've got the stomach to look at him. What could drive a man to do something like this? The cemetery is ancient. It's been here longer than the town. I'm no scholar, but I know that a lot of battles have been fought here over the course of history. After each battle, more dead were buried and the graveyard got bigger. I heard it's now the biggest graveyard in Skyrim. Honest pay for honest work. I just don't understand what kind of man does that.
These graves hold the sons and daughters of Falkreath.
And to bury someone, this is...
Who's this response? I am.
The
Came
priest of
into Arkay's
Falkreath.
light after the Great War. So many died by my hands, my magics. I'm fortunate that Kust and the people of Falkreath have come to accept me as one of their own. Could you do an old elf a favor? I misplaced my journal in a cave I was exploring. I'll pay for its return. Blessing of Arkay to you for your help. Oh, merciful Arkay, no. I'm too old and frail, and this graveyard is too large. Kust is my assistant. He helps me tend the headstones and keep our cemetery clean, as befits a place of rest. I'll teach you some of what I know, but be careful. That...
I'm right behind you. What do you want me to carry? You lead, I'll follow.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. You mean Ulfric's so-called Stormcloak Rebellion? The Nord Kings, excuse me, Jarls. They can't seem to control their own people, so the Legion has stepped in to keep order. Sadly, the Empire's stretched a little thin these days. We've gotten very few reinforcements. We've been forced to recruit locally, but rest assured, citizen, we'll put an end to this uprising. and things will get back to normal soon enough. Not sure I understand the question. The Legion's always been in Skyrim. We have garrisons throughout all the provinces of the Empire. Our mission is to serve the Emperor, uphold the law, and protect the citizenry. Skyrim's days are darkening, and the Legion will soon be called into service like never before. But we stand ready, as always, to meet that call. Think you've got the metal, eh? Honestly, the Legion can use all the able bodies it can muster. We have our hands full. A dead king, a rebellion, and now dragons. Skyrim's a mess. If you're serious, make your way to Solitude. Our headquarters is Castle Down. You'll find General Tullius there, commanding our forces in Skyrim. But talk to Legate Rika. She handles the local recruiting. All right.
I'm the steward here. I serve under Jarl Sidgir and Jarl Dengir before me. Many battles have been fought here over the centuries. Graves were dug and monuments built, and the town grew around these. In time, Falkreath came to be known as the Heroes' Graveyard. Many noble jarls and renowned warriors asked to be buried here. Falkreath's reputation has faded somewhat, but the graves remain, reminding us of the one inevitable truth of life. It was Dengir who made me a steward long ago when he was young. When Dengir's health began to fail, young Sidgir was appointed Jarl in his stead. It was simpler just to keep me as steward. Sidgir has no interest in running his hold, and so leaves such matters to me.
You're the new Jarl.
I do my best to see that folk are treated fairly. Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here's your reward. Sidgir can sometimes act too quickly, but...
You are exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, I think you'll be just what I need. You see, my name is Bob, and I have a problem I think you can help sort out. I know. Wars to fight, dragons to confront, guild business to conduct. Sheesh. Listen, when you're ready to do something useful, find me outside Hamar's Shame in Falkreath.
Hold it. This here's a toll road, see? You're gonna have to hand over, say, 200 gold if you want to use our road. Fine. I can tell you aren't worth the trouble. Just get out of here before I change my mind. Get on your way before I change my mind.
Oh no. They are trolls. There shouldn't that be a really one to. Oh yeah, freaking Chewbacca. Ooh, nice combo. Alright, the city is close by. It's been a long time since I met someone. Truth and dust, there's such an awful mess I had. Common in many ways, and you must see the horrors of war firsthand. Writing about it. Second scene is I received a letter from he has invited me to visit, and I intended to accept. And it's been a long time since I was in the city. Fears of Talmor, I've heard of a day in the ages of broad Skyrim rooting out the worshippers of Talos. I must be sure to keep a look. Returning from my trip to Right Run, I find very few flowers bloom here. The Skyrim is covered in blooms of fire red and blue, but only scant few have appeared. I'll make it my mission to change that. We could use some flowers to brighten this gloomy place. And I spent most of the days consoling Laud, who received news of his cousin's death. They were quite close at a young age. Laud drank to his childhood memories, and I was touched by a bittersweet. Turning to wandering. A wandering peddler passed through Falkreath today. I purchased a few sticks of incense from him. He was Messium Norlad, following in his footsteps. I think his name was Valbor. A few days later, one of the town guards spied a pack of canned burns circling near he found young Valbor's corpse. My heart is heavy, but yet I should know better. Life and death grow and change, turning the season. In all aspects. I should not be affected by the death of one young man, and yet travelers pass through town speaking of the land and in grips with some of these warmest days, years in Skyrim, but not in Falkreath. Here all the mist of fog and rain is always cool and damp, and seasons have little meaning. Sulliv asked me today, and he said that in place of the dead, such as Arcray, the minion should be absolute, yet Arcray is also a lord of seasons and place be untouched. The best answer I could get explained to Falkreath is indeed a place where the great powers of Arcray, but he prefers to keep it that way. Solomon Gray, hopefully that was the last partly true, but who came to pass knowing the mind of a god? Dreams of war again, but this something different. I am leading a small band of Alaman and Balmanders on a mission to deepen the forest and preserve. We have been drawn near a target and supplied the central. When the sky suddenly darkened, a great shadow passed over, and it was terrible. My children of blood. Something was flying just over, and huge, dark as the blood of the sun. My dream changed. Then I was in Falkreath performing service, someone who had just passed away. Why do I not recall who? From the corner of my eye, I saw a stranger point. I turned around, but the shadow came again and roared. Now I reflect on the dream, and I can't help but wonder, was it a dragon, or why am I such a creature? It seemed so real at the time.
Frick Stormcloak murdered the High King with his voice, shouted him apart. How can I help a brother not?
Ghost is responsible for this. Thank you.
There you go.
It's a collection of regrets that I try not to forget. Here, I promised you this.
No, no.
Far too short, my friend.
No, 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 no. Less.
God might get nervous. Man approaches with his weapon drawn.
Alright, go with less casualties. That's what she really.
Got to keep my eyes open. Damn dragons could swoop down at any time.
Bro.
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past still unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Search your soul.